In the gut for Metro Nashville Public Schools as the district has lost $7 million in funding.
Tonight, teachers are fearing for their jobs and parents are demanding answers.
News Channel 5's Chris Conti is breaking this story, and Chris, student enrollment numbers are to blame.
Well, Vicki, it seems counterintuitive. Even though the city is growing, Metro school enrollment numbers are dropping. $7 million is now gone because of state funding, and schools are bracing for impact. The problem facing Metro Nashville Public Schools is students. Not the students themselves, but the lack thereof. This year, district officials thought enrollment would increase by 1,500 students. Instead, it decreased by more than 500 students. And now there is $7.5 million in state funding, which no longer exists. $7.5 million is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
What does it mean for a school district to lose $7.5 million?
Well, it is a lot of money, but on a percentage basis, it's not a huge number. In fact, it's less than 1% of our total budget.
Chris Henson is the district's chief operating officer. On Wednesday, his boss, director of schools Dr. Shawn Joseph, sent this letter to teachers, informing them of the budget shortfall. He said, quote, "It keeps me up at night to know we have more needs than resources." Could you see why teachers would be concerned about this?
Sure, I'm concerned about it, and everybody should be concerned about it as well.
And the outlook for next year is not any better. News Channel 5 has learned massive budget cuts are being announced at nearly a dozen schools. Gower Elementary is set to lose $750,000. Aiken Elementary, $700,000. Overton High, $630,000. West End Middle, $200,000. Some principals may have to cut up to 18 positions next year. What does it mean when a school loses 17, 18 teachers?
It means larger class size. It means programs can't be offered. It means safety issues because they're having to manage larger groups of students.
TJ Weber is an MNPS parent and education advocate. Who loses out the most here?
Kids. I mean, that's simple. It's kids.
He's concerned that district officials aren't doing enough to cut costs at the top.
There's been a lot of money on travel, high salaries. I mean, the stories are out there, so I can't say that I'm overly shocked that we're starting to hear that we're running low on money.
We're attempting to look at keeping any reductions, any cuts away from the classroom and away from the schools.
Whether that is the case, though, remains to be seen. Nashville's population is growing as MNPS's enrollment dropping. The district says some families are being pushed out of the city by gentrification, and more millennials moving into the city are waiting longer to have kids. Officials also believe immigrants and refugees are leaving the city because of immigration concerns trickling down from the Trump administration. Ladies?